Okay. Hopefully everybody is going to be coming in here and we are streaming. I'm just waiting for folks to show up here. Here we go. All right. Let's just get that out of the way. All right, so let's get the chat back up there. Okay, I got to sign into my own chat. You got to be kidding. There we go. All right. Hopefully, we're seeing lots of folks coming in. And just give me a second here, guys, to get this. Should be good. All right. Okay, man. We are live. Now, guys, you know, normally I'm not going to do a Sunday live until something absolutely fabulous, fantastic is going on. And of course, we have just watched XRP flip Solana third for market cap, and ETH, you're next. I absolutely believe it, guys. ETH is next, and it would not surprise me if we literally get to see XRP take the absolute throne in this space for market cap. Guys, it is blowing up like crazy. And of course, people are asking, why is XRP burning up the tarmac now? Well, guys, I think there's a lot going on. And one of the things that I think is going on right now is this right over here. Guys, just check this out. Now, let me just get back up in there, get that all set up. Okay, I'm going to cut this over. Here we got it, guys. I think this is the big deal. XRP is flipping Solana on the RLUSD, the real USD news. Now, we know December 4th, it looks like that RLUSD is going to get absolutely minted and printed, and it's going to be out there. And I absolutely believe that what we're seeing right now is a lot of what's going on, the news right here. Now, having said that, there's a lot of folks out there that are, all the conjecture is because, of course, every month escrow gets released. And so a lot of people think, oh my gosh, Ripple's just going to dump it on the market. Well, guys, I don't buy that. Number one, because Ripple has not sold one XRP on the public, to public exchanges, guys, since 2019. Hasn't happened. And so will the ODL partners be scooping it up like they did before? Are we going to see maybe 200,000, all that kind of stuff get sold off and then the other 800,000 get locked up in escrow? I think that's what's going to happen, guys. This is absolutely amazing. And another big play is this right here. Trump has come out and said, listen, for all these US cryptos, they are really pushing it forward that there will be no capital gains. Now, can you fathom that? And I would think that you're going to see a lot of institutions literally pummeling. You're talking about an asset class with zero capital gains just because it's issued right here in the US. And guess who followed suit with that? You had China come out and literally say the same thing. No taxes on crypto. There is a big time competition going on right now to see who's going to be king of the hill when it comes to this space right here. This is amazing news, guys. You're watching something that most people, let's be honest, did not expect to happen. That is a big deal, big deal. Wow. And guys, this is absolutely amazing. Now, someone's asking here, actually, Colamita is asking, did 60 Minutes have that interview with Brad Garlinghouse? And guys, I don't think it actually has. I think they recorded it, but I don't know if it was released tonight. At least I didn't see it in there and that kind of thing. So actually it might be coming next Sunday or whatever. Usually they do kind of like record these things, then kind of edit them and do all the things that they want to do, set it up for the program and what, and then it's thrown out there. But this is really amazing. Someone's asking, 604 XRP is asking, where did you get your hat? You know what? This hat right here was custom made for this bean right here by a friend of this channel who actually runs a design company, a merch company that does design. And having said that, we're in the works. I'm trying to connect with him. He's been busy. I've been busy, but I have thrown a couple emails back and forth about hey, possibly setting up a store where these hats are going to be available. But guys, I'll tell you what, it's not going to be the spread shop style of hats. So you may see some sticker shock when it comes to these hats, but I'll tell you, they are absolutely fabulous. The quality is amazing. And I'll tell you what, if you can get one, you're going to want one. That is for sure. All right, so let's just take a look here, man. Who is here in the house? Well, Colimita, hey. I've seen you many a time. Make It Right. David Hummacher's in. Sean Jack. The Frox X. Bearded Daddy Beard Company. Wow, that sounds pretty cool, man. I wish, if I could grow my beard, it would be white like snow. You see the sides of my hair here? Well, that's white. Well, the whole beard. That's why I don't wear one anymore. Just makes me look my age, and I don't want to look like my age. So, going on here, okay, we got Steve Sokolowski, Colin McMahon. Let's just Ing Ching, Fiend 10. Now I might be really crushing some of these names. I don't know, but Sweatstore Nation, Mr. Scuba Steve, Christina Reyes, 3V Vet, Corvette, maybe that's Corvette. I don't know. Jordy. All right. Yeah, you can, Jordy. He's asking, hey, David, can I open a Caleb and Brown account using you? Well, we have a link in every one of the videos that we do right down there. And so if you see that in the description, you can click that now. Full transparency. And I always love to say this, guys, because no bait and switches. Hate that stuff. Anyway, the deal is this, if you use that link, they do give us a referral fee, just so you know. But whether you use it or not, I always recommend, folks, guys, you want as many solid and secure off-ramps as you can muster. And Caleb and Brown, one of the top. I've been with them since 2020. They have been amazing. So let's just take a look here. Who else is here? Chirlario 101, Chim Moss is here. David, please turn up the volume. Okay, man, I'll do it. Now, that making a difference for you? I hope that it is. I'm using this Rodecaster Duo. And for my, and the mic is Shure SM7B. It's one of the best ones that they got in there. Yeah, SM7B. It's one of the best. But, I don't know how to use this equipment. Now, my son's coming down this evening. He's actually pretty good at this stuff. I'm going to get him to set me up and all that kind of stuff. Hey, Thomas, I agree with that right down there. Congratulations to everyone. This has been a long road. Zero doubt. Hey, we got some, it looks like El Paz from Sweden. Hey, welcome, man. Welcome. Absolutely. Rise Gaming. You know what? Hey, he's asking, David, should I sell Solana to get more XRP, XLM, or HBAR? Well, hey, man, you got to do those kind of, that's a risk you're going to have to take yourself. Don't be asking people what you should do, what you shouldn't do, all that kind of stuff, because, hey, they're not the ones taking the risk. You are. That's how I kind of look at that right there. All right. Yeah, hey, I think Bitcoin could easily hit 100K, if not 150 to 250 this cycle. I believe that anyway. All right. William Kraft, Rick Allred. Yes. All right. Miss Erica, what time to be alive? You had better believe it. Wow. I'm telling you, this is an amazing time. Guys, how long have we sat here day upon day? I have been doing 2 videos on average per day since 2022, June of 2022. Now, Judy and I have been in this entire space since March of 2020. And have we ever been waiting for a move like this? Guys, it would not surprise me if before the end of this next week, we break XRP's previous all-time high at $3.84. It is absolutely hammering. And what is really amazing is this. If you look at the 2017 price tracker for that, November petered out around the same time of what we've seen here. And then when December came in, it just started to march forward again and again. Guys, by January, XRP was at its all-time high at $3.84. Now, that was a move from about 20 cents to 3.84. Now, should we see something like that, I think it's going to be absolutely mind-bending how high this thing could genuinely go. It is truly wild. We have heard some big-time technical analysts out there coming out with various numbers, and I have talked to folks anywhere from 10, 27 bucks, perhaps even $100, $150. Now, guys, we see numbers like that. Amazing. But there's no way of knowing absolutely for certain how far it goes. But we are absolutely put in our dues to get this pump right here. And we got Corey Anderson here from New Zealand, right up there, man. All right, now take a look at this. Jamie Combs, hey, from Canada. Well, you know I'm from Canada too, so that's awesome, awesome. Trappy, Dennis C. Let's just take a look. Wayne 888, Caleb and Brown is the best. Absolutely agree with that one, man. Absolutely agree with that one. Lifestyle of the Snowburns. We had to celebrate here to be sure. This is really phenomenal, guys. I mean, there are people I know in this space that I've coached right now, guys. They are sitting on some serious, bucks right now in their portfolios as a result, into the hundreds of thousands, into the millions. It is truly wild to watch this happen. And when you think not too long ago, back at election time, they were saying, hey, 50 cents. In fact, I heard someone on the news say it was 38 cents. That didn't seem right. Guys are right. It's probably around that 50, but it wasn't that much earlier back that it was 38 cents. And here we are at a $2.40 some cents. Let's just take a look, see what's going on over there at Binance. And yeah, maybe what I'll do is I'll even just pull it up right here and we can all look at it together. That would be actually cool. So let's just go over to Binance, pull that up, and just see where we're tracking right now. Maybe we can even get some TradingView stuff going on here. Let's take a look. Now, guys, I am not any kind of a chart analyst. I have not got that skill in me there, but let me just, here, I'll show you what I'm doing. I'll cut this over. Okay, let me get back over here. Let's go down over here and let's get on to XRP. This is truly something else, man. Okay, let's block that. Don't need that. All right, XRP is right here. Guys, this is truly wild. I mean, when you think about that, look at that. Back over here on November 6th, there's November 4th, 51 cents, 51.33 cents, and we're literally at 2. We went as high as what today? What's the high so far? Looks like it's at, let me see, 24-hour high. $2.49.77 on Binance. And right now, we're not far off that, guys. I mean, it's what, $2.37? Phenomenal. This is absolutely phenomenal. Parabolic rise. Truly, absolutely something amazing. Really. But how many people have said, what's this guy? Oh, I'm here. Hold on a second. I'll finish that. How many people did it say, like, where's Crypto Bellwether? Get him on. Does he want to debate now? How many people are telling me, oh, man, you got to go out there and debate with, Crypto Bellwether? And I'm like, listen, this guy has been told about XRP in every way from Sunday, and he absolutely has done nothing but FUD it. It would not be a debate. It would just be an argument. And I thought, I'm not going to waste his time, nor would I waste mine doing it. But where are they now, guys? Where are they now? I wonder how many people are talking to Crypto Bellwether about just how right he was that XRP was absolute trash. In fact, he has a video out there where he said XRP was actually going to fall to like 10 cents. Can you buy that? Unbelievable. But that's what it was. All the fuzzers. Now, this a person saying XRP is pumping because there is nothing left to hold it back. Flip Solana and Tether and rank 3 now. Well, I believe there's some truth to that. Nothing really is holding it back. I mean, from all that we've gone in through and all this stuff, and of course, the lawsuit looks like it is going to be absolutely just blown away. In fact, I think it's going to be dropped. Whoever takes over the chair of the SEC, Gensler has already come out and said January 20th he's leaving. Most of these folks that are being looked at as a potential candidate, Christian Giancarlo, Brian Brooks, and all that, they all love XRP. They all have come out and said, listen, this lawsuit should have never been put forward in the first place. My guess is the whole thing is going to be put to bed, and that's it. All right, so good question. Why, LOL? I'm sure the words ETF fuel the price. Yeah, I would not doubt it. Hey, guys, don't be a bit surprised. You see JP Morgan and BlackRock coming out. I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see if they're coming out with an ETF. And don't you think a lot of these institutions know it and they're gobbling up before it gets there? That's also my belief. You better believe it. All right, so let's just take a look here. Yeah, you're gonna have to make the, Rise, you asked that question already about should you do this or should you do that. Hey guys, this is the thing about this space. There are 101 of these armchair stockbrokers, man. They'll spend our money just like that. You gotta be out there using your old sharp tax and thinking about what's gonna be the best thing for you. So Wayne saying, so hey, David, no taxes on XRP, right? Well, that's what's being proposed. So until it happens, hey, but I would suspect if he's going to get out there and he makes some kind of executive order that digital assets that are issued and released here in the United States will not have any capital gains, that is going to truly send it. I really do believe that for sure. Yep. All right. So let's just take a look here. Yeah, I've already talked about the hat. We're going to be getting that out there. Let's just take a look. Okay, all right. Crypto bell pants. Yeah, that's for sure. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Wow. Hey, Jamie, thanks for all the support. Guys, that's another thing, too. I owe you guys such a debt of thanks for the support you've given us. Because I'll tell you, man, when you get out here and you're doing 1 or 2 of these a day, even though you've got your own convictions and you're out sharing them and this and that, guys, it's the feedback from the community that really keeps a creator going because you've got your own convictions. And, yeah, I realize people are watching it, but when I'm out recording it, remember this. All I'm looking at is a little lens right back over here, right? I'm just looking at a little lens right there. I'm not seeing you. I'm not hearing you, all that kind of stuff. And even right now, if it wasn't for the comments, I'd be speaking to this little webcam on top of my computer here. And of course, it's hard to mentally kind of get that there are people around the wide world that are resonate with you. Well, you guys, when you reach out and you put those comments down there and the affirmation and the reinforcement and encouragement you give us, I'll tell you, it is something else. As much as I would keep you going, believe it or not, you guys keep us going. We make the content, but you make the community. I'll tell you that right there. Right there. Big, big deal. That is for sure. Yeah, I don't hear it. Hodbeer is Sandu saying, I don't hear the XRP FUD anymore. Yeah, that's for sure. All those guys that literally, now come on. The truth of the matter is, one of them was out there and I said, well, if you really believe that XRP is just going to take a nosedive, why don't you short it? Post the short. Put your money where your mouth is. Because I'll tell you what, for a lot of us that have been out there investing in this space, boy, have we ever put our money where our mouth is. And I'll tell you, this ship is going down for sure. Judy and I, along with all of you, we're all going to go down together. But guys, I don't believe it. That rocket ship just took off. It's absolutely fabulous. Now, I just posted something there on X. Now, I can't play it because, of course, I would get a copyright strike here on YouTube. But guys, I would encourage you, go to my X account, Digital Outlook 3, and I just posted this thing talking about XRP, flipping Solana, and I called it, I Want My XRP. Yeah, go take a look at that. You would be amazed, man. You would be amazed. I loved it. It was a lot of fun doing it. Please explain how 5-digit XRP is possible. Guys, do you want a little lesson in the global money supply? You know what? I think it's time. I think it's time that we answer Just Gamble, because Just Gamble, if this is a real question, you're going to get a real answer. So guys, you have lucked out with that question right there. Just give me 2 seconds and I am going to explain this to each and every one of you, how this is absolutely possible. All right. All right. Let me just go in here and let me find this thing that I'm looking for. And then we are going to do it. We are going to do it. Let me just get in here and find it. All right, guys, this is going to be a big time lesson and you are going to really love it. Okay, so I'm going to visit over here and we are going to do this together. Now, I'm going to maximize this right here so we can all see it. Okay, guys, here I come, here I come. All right, guys, I'm going to give you a real lowdown, a quick lesson. Now, a lot of times people in this space, they will talk about, well, what do they call? Oh my gosh, my brain just tokenomics. I was going to say tokenization. They will talk about the tokenomics and how the tokenomics for XRP don't make sense. There's never going to be a day when XRP is $10,000. No way, no how, no nothing, guys. Well, hey, there are 100 billion XRP, aren't there? Guys, a lot of times when they talk about these tokenomics, they're talking about market cap, supply, and all that. What they don't take into consideration is this right here, the global money supply. Now, what I want you to see right there. Okay, and now this was done in 2022, so hey, it is 2024 going into 2025, so these numbers will be probably elevated a little bit. But look at this one right here. And this is before SBF was actually fried in the GAIL. But needless to say, at that time, now each one of these squares, guys, is worth 100 billion, okay? Let's throw that out there right there. And at the time, his net worth, in March of 2022 was like 26 billion, and then it's like 1 billion and all that. Sports teams and all that. Now look at, this is what I want you to see. Cryptocurrency. Do you see what it is right there? Each one of those squares is 100 billion. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, da, 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 da. Now, at the time that this was done, the total market cap for crypto at that time was nowhere near even $1 billion. Well, now, because it was 760 billion now we're over 3 trillion, and in the peak in 2021, they had it at 2.82 trillion, okay? 41% at that time was Bitcoin, 18% Tether, da, 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 da. Now, what I want you to think about is this as we go down. Here's, all kinds of Russian and Ukraine GDP, military spending, 2.1 trillion in 2021. Here's all the currencies, up to 8 trillion. There's US, Euro, China, Japan, all the others. Hey, here's gold at 11.5 trillion. All right. Now, the world's billionaires, if you took Musk, Bezos, Arnold, Gates, and Buffett together, were worth in 2022 12.7 trillion. Okay, here's the bank balance sheets. Look, there's S&P. The S&P 500, by the way, 36 trillion. Okay, now here we're going to go down the global money supply, 48.9 trillion, the M1, and here's the M2 at 82.6 trillion. Okay, all stock markets all around the wide world. Just take a look at the global stock markets. And guys, you're talking about somewhere 93 to 95 trillion right there. Global debt, 300 trillion in global debt. And there's non-financial corporates, governments, financial sector, and households. Now look at this here. Real estate, 326 trillion in global real estate. And by the way, guys, this is residential. This is agriculture. Here's commercial. Now, global wealth, North America, Europe. We're talking a lot. But the thing I want to show is this. Look at the derivatives down here. 12.4 trillion in market value. You know what the notional value is? Well, at 2022, it was like 600 trillion. Actual notional value of derivatives, at right now is over 1 quadrillion. Now, this is what I want you to think about. Let's go back up to the top and take a look at something way up here. So you want to know how we can explain a $10,000 XRP? Look at how small cryptocurrency is, guys. Puny. Absolutely hardly anything. You just imagine the tokenization of securities right here. Imagine all of this right up in here. Do you know that Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, literally believes that the next evolution of these markets is the tokenization of securities? And that's just securities. 300 trillion in global debt. Do you know they're out there contemplating how to tokenize debt? And then you got real world asset tokenization. So you got the real estate market, right? Global real estate is another, 326 trillion? So you're trying to tell me that XRP in and of itself cannot hit 5 figures when you're talking multiple tens and hundreds of trillions of dollars being tokenized in the evolution of the global money supply, and what it's really going to be when they're out there building the infrastructure for the evolution of money, working with nation states, sovereign states in developing their central bank digital currencies. Then you got the solving of the nostro vostro and cross-border remittances. I'm telling you, and think about this. The Depository Trust and Clearing Corp, which actually in a year does multiple quadrillions of transactions, trillions of dollars worth of transactions a day in settlements. They themselves, they went out and they established blockchain. They signed up with R3 Corda for instant settlement because normally they're doing 3 days. They wanted to reduce that to 30 minutes. Guess what R3 Corda uses for settlement? XDC and XRP. So don't tell me that you can put a cap on what potentially is going to happen with XRP because you don't know what you're talking about, number one, because you don't understand the global money supply right there. Bang! That's how it is, man. So there it is, man. So I don't know. Hey, guys, give me some comments. What do you think of that brief explanation? Now, there's a whole lot more to it than that. But that is basically how it would go down. So let's just take a look here. So Coke says Brad Garlinghouse was on 60 Minutes. Well, you know what? I haven't seen it tonight. I didn't see it in the thing that he was actually on there. So if he was on 60 Minutes in the program tonight, I'll take a look. But from what I could tell, he wasn't listed on what they were going to show. Cogs, how much time was he on 60 Minutes? How much time did they give him? Put that down there. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of people don't think about the global money supply, but it's one of the factors that you need to think about. Look, we're going into the future. And we can see what's really happening. I mean, you don't have to really dig that much. At one time, back when we started, oh boy, did you have to dig for the information because it wasn't available. But now they're making it more and more available. Go to the Bank of International Settlements. Do you know the Bank of International Settlements, the only clients they have are central banks or too big to fail like BlackRock and stuff like that? Do you know why? Because this is the central bank of all central banks. They actually control, Bank of International Settlements help to control the money supply around the wide world. You got the International Monetary Fund. You can go over there, you can read it. It's literally right in front of your face what they're actually moving us into, this new digital economy. Why do you think they changed LIBOR to SOFR with the overnight interest rates and all that? Then you had the ISO 222 messaging standard, which I think by June of 2025, every nation state and every bank in all these countries that want to participate in this global banking financial system are going to have to be compliant with that. Well, guess what? A lot of it is going to work off of distributed ledger technology, and that's a fact, Jack. And in fact, you know what I might do here? I'm going to create a new scene over here, and I am going to add, interestingly, see if I can actually, maybe what I'll do is I'll try to add it into here. I have a media source that I want us to see, and I don't know how many people have actually seen this. And let me just take a look here. Well, IQ's saying, I don't know who he's talking to. He's saying you talk too much. Well, who else is talking? All I get is your comments now. Hopefully you're not talking to me. Anyway, let me just go into here. I want to show something to all of you here. And let me just take a look here and see if I can't do this here and take that off and put this on and just see if this will work. Okay, what I'm going to try and do here, guys, is I'm going to lower this. There we go. Okay. And pause that. Okay, I am going to show you a video right out of Ripple. Guys, this is big. They don't even have it on their website anymore. It's one that a lot of people haven't seen. Very hard to find. I'm going to put this one on here. So just...
Today's global financial system is more complex than ever before. Yet as the world's economies grow, the infrastructure they rely on needs to evolve. Every nation has its own independent monetary policy and regulatory standards. But with varying system access and legacy technology, the world's financial infrastructure can seem overwhelming. At Ripple, We enable governments and central banks around the world to create new, high-performance financial infrastructures built on blockchain technology. More specifically, we help governments build and launch central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs. They are national currencies powered by modern technology that is secure, centralized and scalable. And these CBDCs will enable central banks to implement their monetary policies in more efficient and effective ways. The Ripple team brings a wealth of expertise to every new CBDC solution, working with hundreds of financial institutions, policymakers and regulators. Our solutions facilitate billions of dollars in cross-border payments around the globe. Ripple's CBDC solution is based upon one of the most reliable, sustainable and open source blockchain protocols, the XRP Ledger, XRPL. The XRP Ledger technology is perfect for CBDC blockchain applications. It's fast with transactions complete in 2 to 3 seconds. It's easily customizable and programmable. It's reliable, having closed over 72 million ledgers since 2012. The ledger's native functionality for issuing digital currencies also reduces the need for bespoke programming and reduces risk. Finally, the technology is sustainable as one of the first carbon-neutral blockchains. Each pilot is completely customizable and shaped to the needs of the central bank by an expert team. Here's how it works. Each nation's CBDC is hosted on a private version of the XRP ledger. Access by participants is granted by the administrator and fully secure. Using Ripple's CBDC solution, the central bank has full control over supply, allowing them to increase supply or redeem it. And through a standard API and multiple SDKs, integration into existing systems is simplified and suitable for traditional and non-traditional participants. Additionally, the central bank can issue other assets and allow participants like commercial banks to do so. The central bank can also authorize who holds the currency on the ledger, whether that's held directly by consumers or through commercial banks. Transactions typically settle in seconds compared to days, making CBDCs suitable for use cases like retail point of sale. This can open the door for real-time salary payments and collection of tax at point of sale, which gets funds to an institution or a consumer faster while eliminating debt risks. CBDC data is fully controlled and auditable by a central bank, allowing for its analysis in support of monetary policy. And the data maintains transaction privacy while still allowing for regulators to monitor for criminal activities. Finally, a Ripple-designed CBDC can provide a means to bridge disparate currencies through XRP. Its inherent interoperability can allow for connection with other central bank ledgers for efficient cross-asset and cross-border transactions. This can be done with cross-issuance, using XRP as a bridge currency or via cross-ledger communication protocols. This reduces the risk that institutions are forced to accept when transacting across multiple networks or currencies in the current system. The creation of a CBDC provides powerful benefits for the economy and people of an adopting central bank. It's technology that places trust in digital money in the hands of a central bank that can guarantee accessibility to funds and the resulting services, as is the case with cash today. The result? An improved foundation for global financial development where businesses, commercial banks and ultimately people can unlock new economic potential. Work with Ripple to build a custom pilot designed for your country.
Cut to that there. Okay, yeah, you know what? I'm trying to control these bots. Not exactly sure how to do it, but as I've been going in there and just kind of deleting them as they go. So I don't know exactly what's going on with the bots there, but guys, hey, if you know how, Marvin, you seems like control the bots, ban the bots. Well, I'll tell you what, Marvin, you show me how to do that, other than what I've been doing already. You know, yeah. So I think we got them all reported. Okay, good. Hopefully we did. Yeah, because I was going in there and deleting them. Well, I don't know too many people to make people all moderators. And furthermore, I'm usually not on here. And I got the volume turned up about as high as I can get it. Let me just try a little more here. I'll do it right on here. Hopefully that's a little better. Hopefully that'll be better. And yes, we are. So XRP for me says, hey, David, will you and the missus be going to XRP Vegas? Yes, we are. And having said that, want you guys to know I'm working something out with Alan from the Staple Crew, where we might be doing something out there, something special at the actual event. So that's going to be really cool. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on, guys. It is truly amazing. Now, let's just see if we can't take a look over here at Binance again and just see where we were. I hope you guys kind of got some benefit out of, number one, the global money supply thing right there. And of course, the video that I just showed you now, hopefully you were able to actually see that video and that kind of stuff where you're actually, able to see how central bank digital currencies, XRP being the bridge asset between them. Do you know that video right there that I played is very difficult to find? You go try and YouTube that video and see just how difficult it is to find. But the information is absolutely available and it's right out there now, guys. If you got some questions, I only normally do these YouTube live streams and stuff like that when we hit 5,000 subscribers. Every 5,000 subscribers, that's when I do it. So I'll tell you what. Just ask your question. So what's my prediction on XRP? It's going to revolutionize the wide world. That's my prediction. Where it could go? Absolutely. Who knows? I mean, obviously, we had all kinds of people. If I didn't have faith in it, certainly I wouldn't be holding it. I do have faith in it and stuff like that. Now, I am not a technical analyst and that type of thing, so I'm not going to throw out price predictions and stuff like that because who really knows? But do I think it's going to have genuine value? Absolutely, I do. And this is how I think about it. I think about it in terms of environment and implementation. When you look at the internet and where we're at when it started, like I was there, my wife and I at the time, we were having kids. Nobody really thought, a very, very, very few people envisioned the internet to what it truly has become, even like today. And I literally believe that this digital asset space, this distributed ledger technology is going to swallow the internet whole right there. Now, how are you about XLM? Yes, look, guys, I love XLM. I love Hedera Hashgraph. Yes, those are two assets that I definitely have held. I got some big bags in those ones too. Totally love them. Now, Trump has said that he's not going to have a central bank digital currency. Absolutely, that's what he said. It does not mean there won't be some sort of digital, currency out there that would work along with the dollar and that type of thing. The dollar itself could become digital. It's different than a central bank digital currency, but having digitized monetary instrument is different. It can be different. Yeah, the hats are great. People love the hats. Yeah, it can't be cheap. I agree. For it to do what it's going to do, but it's the long-term. Utility is key. Terry is absolutely right. Utility is key, and it will see big-time utility. I absolutely believe that. When you consider the fact of where we are in history, guys, think about this. Look, a lot of people say, remember the big question we used to get, when moon, when moon? Well, I used to say, I can't tell you a date nor a time, but I can give you an environment. And did we not take off in the environment that I was talking about, where we would see that the end of this case, regulatory clarity coming in and all that, right after the election, right when we heard that we had got an administration that is going to back this digital asset space, when you saw the replacement of Gary Gensler getting in there, when you saw that they were going to transition and actually make it so it's possible for distributed ledger technology in this country to really become a big deal, the environment changed. What happened? Bang! We just took off like a rocket ship. That is exactly what's happened. And we are actually seeing what we're seeing right now. I like Velo, yep, and XDC. I like those as well. Those are good. Yeah, well, I think right now, it could be a buy the rumor, sell the news thing, but DH is asking, are you expecting a big pump when RLUSD goes live? When real USD goes live, guys, I think it's going to supply liquidity to these markets in the same way that Tether supplied liquidity for Bitcoin and USDC for Ethereum. I believe RLUSD is going to take a major bout bite out of the stablecoin market, and I absolutely believe that it's going to have impact in moving the liquidity for XRP. It is not a replacement for XRP. Brad Garlinghouse and David Schwartz have all said that. In fact, guys, I was there at the last XRP Vegas conference. I was literally sitting 10 feet from Brad Garlinghouse himself, recorded a video that XRP drops put out there on X, but I recorded the video, and the guy was in there saying, hey, and by the way, to get into this place, the tickets were $1,500 a piece, and it was a subscriber on this channel, Zach, that actually, provided me that ticket. What an amazing, amazing gift it was. At that place, I had Brad Garlinghouse sign my XRP hat over there. I got it in the corner. You can't see it, but needless to say, sign that hat. But while I was there, Brad Garlinghouse said, if anybody thinks that somehow Ripple is giving up on XRP because they're issuing RLUSD, they lost the plot. Boy, have they ever. Absolutely for sure. Absolutely for sure. Well, I think Brent Height Outdoor says, what will happen tomorrow? Well, hopefully the sun comes up. I hope that happens tomorrow. Hopefully, I get the wake up tomorrow. I'm sure hoping that will happen tomorrow. But tomorrow isn't here. Now, I don't know what tomorrow holds, but I'll tell you what, I know who holds tomorrow. That is for sure. And I think good things are ahead. That's what I think. Wow, that's great. Yeah, I'm into Velo. I really like Velo. Super Crypto saying Velo is backed by BlackRock and Jeb McCaleb from XLM. Oh, hold on. I missed a question. So many upcoming known catalysts, definitely not selling anytime soon. No doubt about that. KC Brutality, USDT did not replace Bitcoin. No, it didn't replace Bitcoin. It provided liquidity for Bitcoin. You're right, KC. It didn't replace it. It just provided liquidity. Yeah, let's take a look here. BRICS will use XRP. You know what? They may use the infrastructure of the XRP ledger. And I think XRP, remember the X and XRP basically means that it is agnostic, right? That means that it's not bound to any one country, can be used interoperability with any currency on the earth. By the way, not just central bank digital currencies, but currencies right now. You can use XRP to absolutely tokenize value of any fiat currency on earth right now. Absolutely right there. Yep. And South Korea, yeah, South Korea, boy, I'll tell you, they used it big time. South Korea loves XRP. Loves it, loves it, loves it. All right. Yep, RLUSD, hence the pump. Yeah, Randall's right. I mean, this is part of this big pump. And guys, let me go back to that because what we saw there, and I will just read that. Maybe we can even go through that article. It's actually worth going through because it's a big time deal of what's going on right now and why things are moving the way that they're moving. Let me just take a look here. Okay, let's just see. I think this is the article right here. And if it is, I will pull this up. Okay, this is it right here. Okay. So guys, here's the article right here. Let me just get this in there. Set this up. No, that isn't what I want. Yeah, this is what I want right here. Okay, we want that. Oh my goodness. Yeah, let's just see what's going on here. Okay. Just trying to get this set up. I'm not as technical as what, a lot of people are way more technical, like Mikkel. Man, I love Mikkel. That guy, he knows how to move around his machine there. Okay, here we are. Okay, here we go. Right there. All right. Let me just, wrong one. Right. Okay, let me just, no, that's not what I want.
Today's global financial system is more
guys, sorry about that. Let me just delete that. This is what I want right here. Okay, here we go. Sorry about that, guys. All right, so XRP news today. XRP, of course, we know flipped Solana, and I think ETH were right on the tails of doing it on RLUSD news as BTC hovers below the 100K because I think BTC is right at 97,000. Well, listen to these key points they throw out here. XRP climbs to fourth in market cap. Well, it's actually third and beat out as the NYDF S signals approval for Ripple's RLUSD stablecoin, boosting investor demand. The SEC appeal withdrawal could cement legal clarity for XRP, impacting crypto ETFs and broader regulatory clarity trends. So, guys, what we're taking a look at is a bunch of things combined. It's the RLUSD stablecoin being issued. It's the withdrawal of this whole case against Ripple. And XRP has absolute clarity, but what does it do? It makes it possible for the institutional players, right, in the on-demand liquidity and the Ripple payment space. Okay, then you got ETFs, and this is why it's going to impact ETFs, because exchange-traded funds, of course, allow for those, institutions like pension plans that cannot touch digital assets directly because of the fiduciary responsibility. Well, exchange-traded funds make that possible for them. Now, Bitcoin holds about 95,000 as Trump's pledge to make Bitcoin a U.S. strategic reserve asset remains a tailwind. That is a big time deal, guys, when you're looking at that. So when you see all this kind of stuff going on, and you got the New York Department of Financial Services planning to approve RLUSD, and of course, what backs RLUSD? It's T-bills, treasury bonds. Isn't it interesting, or don't you find it a coincidence that right at the same time the XRP ledger is approved to tokenize treasury bills on it? I think that, guys, right there says almost everything that you would possibly want to say, and that is what's going on. Now, these are the kind of articles that you want to just kind of take a look at and really get in there and go out and research, because the information is available if you just go dig it up. Now, the thing is this. When we were earlier on in this live stream, man, people were just there. All these bots had hit all of these, all, on the comments. It was just flooding the comments, guys. Have you ever thought why that happens? These XRP channels, like why they're out doing it, trying to disrupt the communication between, what's going on these channels? Well, guys, it's because if there was nothing worth attacking, why would they bother? Why would they bother? Well, it's because there's a great amount of value in what we're talking about, and it is a revolution in the way the world is going to work when it comes to our monetary instruments. And this is why when I see FUD like that coming on, guys, it only makes me more and more and more bullish. Zero doubt about that, because a thief does not break into an empty vault, right? If he knows it's empty and there's nothing of value there, why bother? Why bother? Well, that's why they're attacking us, because there is value, and it scares the living daylights out of a lot of these guys, because they have put everything they've got into a traditional system, and they can't stand to see average folks that are front-running institutions literally watching their lives change, becoming millionaires and multi-millionaires. This space has transformed so many people's lives. Look, last time, guys, it transformed our lives in a powerful way. And it is still doing that. And I know other people whose lives were genuinely transformed. For the goodness sakes, do not allow yourself to literally be played like a fiddle with the psychology of this market, because of people out there that have spent countless hours telling you how worthless it was to get into XRP. And how many people bought that when XRP was 38 cents, 42 cents, 51 cents, 54 cents? How many times do we hear, oh yeah, it's been at 50 cents forever, and here we're at $2.40 only 2.5 weeks later? How many times did I come on talking about how it just tinkered along, all of a sudden one day, bang, it was off to the races? And did that not happen? Guys, why would you listen to anybody who is out there trying to rob you of your dreams, when in fact you've had somebody here for the last 2 years who literally had their life changed by a bull run themselves? It's about as transparent as you can possibly get, along with being safe in this space. And I'll tell you what, that's what I throw out there. How many people are listening to people who, it's like, well, they're going to tell you how to actually do this, do that, how to be a parent and never even had a child of their own, or how to manage millions upon millions of dollars, yet they can't even balance their checkbook, or what the cryptocurrency looks like, never having once lived through a bull run themselves. Have you ever thought about that? That's where I throw that out right there, man. And that's the thing. How many people are out there just fudding it? You know where all my enthusiasm and excitement came from? Because I lived it. because I lived it, because I was there, because I actually watched it change my life. I worked 25 years in the financial sector, 24 and some years for the government of Canada at a senior level officer position in the tax department, dealing with international business corps and all kinds of dough. Worked, with financial institutions and all that, had a history of working in finance all those years. Do you know what? We had great income, six-figure incomes, but I didn't have financial freedom, guys. Did not have it. Do you know the pension that I had after working for 25 years? You know what I earned in that 13 months in this digital asset space? Blew that pension away. Blew it away. And I want to tell you this. When I got into it, I fell into it. I wasn't looking to do it. You know what I was looking for? I was looking to secure the purchasing power of our savings. That's what I was looking for. We had put us so much money away, years upon years upon years of saving. And that's what we were. We were savers. We were not investors. And then what ended up happening, guys? Well, what happened was COVID came along and hey, all this stimulus money came out. And guess what? I was looking at that and I'm thinking, my goodness, all of our, savings here is going to get decimated by inflation. You know what we went looking for? Gold and silver. Yeah, gold and silver. Thank the good Lord in heaven we couldn't find any. Could not find any. It was Judy. She was following someone on YouTube. And this guy is an amazing guy, by the way. Christopher Green is who she was following. And she bought his course and we started to learn about these digital assets. And within 13 months, it revolutionized our lives. Now, who are you going to listen to? The guy who's never experienced it in his entire living life and is just sitting there making a dime off of YouTube because of it. And yet, or somebody who actually lived there, watched it transform their life and all that. Do you know why I'm doing YouTube? I'm going to tell you, because for 6 months after being retired, a partner drove my wife crazy, and she came out and said, you got to find something to do. So you know what? She said, why don't you do a YouTube channel? I'm thinking, who's going to listen to me? It has become a passion, something I love to do. And for all those who think we're doing it for the clicks and the glicks and the dollars that come down, you have no idea. Look, I worked 37 and a half hours a week working with my job in the government, right? Not a bad deal, 37 and a half hours a week. You know, I probably put in 50 to 60 hours into this a week, and I do it because I love it. And on top of that, Judy and I have been solicited by hundreds of various token ecosystems. You know what they've said? David, will you just promote our tokens on your channel? We'll pay you thousands of dollars to do it. We have turned every one of those offers down. Guys, I could have been making money hand over fist like you would not imagine. We've turned it all down and all that kind of stuff. And if you think that YouTube, working YouTube pays you less than minimum wage, guys, I'll tell you that right now. So it's not for all that. God has really opened our eyes in a big way to allow us to see a glimpse of what's happening in the future. And it has revolutionized our lives, at least financially. And by the way, personally, you know why? Because I've been able to reach out and touch the lives of many people in this digital asset space who have actually been able to reach out and touch my life. I have made so many fabulous relationships with people. We have coached hundreds of people from every walk of life you can imagine, from the average everyday Joe going to the factory to do a job, to a dentist and doctors, lawyers, accountants, high-level government officials, people in the NBA, people who are famous musicians. I'm sure if I mentioned a few names, you'd know who they are. Coach them all. People that are already set for life, But remember, everybody's goals are different. God has allowed us through the medium of this right here to get out there and really just kind of share the message of what we experience and let other people take that information and decide what kind of decision they're going to make. And that's where it comes down to, guys. If you had to listen to all the naysayers and all this and that, and you didn't peel that onion back for yourself, and you literally allowed them to rob you from probably one of the greatest opportunities your life had ever been faced with. And I'm sorry that happened. Genuinely, I am, because we did everything we possibly could to encourage you to take a look down the road of what's coming and to be strategic in doing it. And having said that, guys, my calendar for coaching is so packed, jammed. And I know that I have a lot of emails out there that I've been trying to get through. You would not believe we have had hundreds and hundreds of emails. It has taken me hours upon hours to even go through those, to respond to them. I'm going to get through them all, but it is taking me so long to do it. You would not believe. and I'm trying to prioritize those to get them out and things like that. But we are now, when we pick coaching up again, it'll probably be in the new year in January sometime. And when we do it, guys, we're probably going to charge more than what we have. And we've been charging $250 for an hour plus. Anyone who, by the way, who's ever taken my coaching, you feel free to, you just drop your comments right down in there and say whatever you want to say. I know that most of the people have taken it. I have had people come back, and there are people that have taken it multiple times, because it's not just a bunch of, hooey and all this kind of stuff. We get right down the brass tacks. And I'll tell you what, it has been my pleasure to be able to do that for people. And I genuinely have a love and a desire to see you make it. I want you to make it big time. And a lot of you have. A lot of you have. And I'll tell you, the Bible says, rejoice with those who rejoice. And I absolutely am rejoicing with you. And hey, it also says to mourn with those who mourn. And I'll tell you what, I do feel sad for those that were believed the FUD lies and got themselves actually shaken out when, everything that was screaming on the page was, don't believe it, don't buy it, don't buy it. A new day is coming, it's coming. Look back, look back, look back. But that's how this space works, guys. This space is measured, and I oftentimes do this in coaching, but let's be honest with one another. This space is measured, if I can do this correctly, in fear and greed. Right there, isn't it? Fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Fear of missing out. Fear, 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 fear. Now you tell me, what great, fantastic decisions that you have ever made in your life based on fear alone? I'm telling you, not too many, my guess. Not too many. Is greed a motivator? Is greed a motivator? Oh yeah, greed is a motivator. But guys, like I say, it's also a deceiver. They know every little trick in the book to pull. And these guys have been at it for a very, very, very long time. And don't kid yourself. You're not going to be able to outsmart them. You have to literally outplay them. You have to play. The only way to win is not to play the game. That's how I would say. And so there's a wisdom in that. There's wisdom in that. Yeah. All right. So sorry. Let's, Just Gamble's asking, what is the process to tokenize real world assets? Well, tokenization, of course, is a digital representation of a real world asset, isn't it? And so to tokenize something, basically what you have to do is you have to establish a value of that. And then what you're actually doing is breaking that up, and then you have to, create a number of tokens. Let's say it's, let's say it's my microphone. We're going to tokenize my microphone. Let's say we're going to say the microphone's worth $500. And, we're going to put out 1,000 tokens that people can purchase to own a piece of this microphone. So if it goes up in value because it gets to antique status or whatever, right? Well, if it's worth $500 and there's 1,000 tokens, then what is each token worth, right? Obviously, each token is worth 50 cents. And so that is a form of digital ownership. It's a representation of something that is real in the world. And that token is a representation of its value. And it's the value that's traded. And so you can do that. Now, that's a rudimentary example, but let's say you take some priceless work of art, okay, a Van Gogh or something like that, and you tokenize that, and that type of thing. Well, then maybe you can break it down and say, well, that's worth millions upon millions of dollars. We're going to have 10,000 tokens. Well, there are people who are willing to, buy those tokens to say, hey, I own a piece of that painting over there that's on that wall. And as the painting appreciates in value, ergo, so do the tokens as they're broken down. Real world asset tokenization is genuinely going on right now. And when you think about securities market, absolutely, securities will be tokenized. There will be a digital representation of those securities. And we're not talking the sheer securitization of tokens. We're talking the tokenization of securities. And that is absolutely coming. Now, someone says, I heard quant is not used by one institution. Well, actually, interestingly enough, quant in and of itself is not used by anything but the developers. Did you know that? Because quant is necessary in order for developers to build on that ecosystem. Overledger technology is a technology where you can build dApps, decentralized applications, on the Overledger technology and have them simultaneously release to multiple blockchains at one time, to Cardano, to Solana, to XRP, to Ethereum, and all that is an amazing kind of technology. Now, the thing about Quant that is really unique is this as well. They only have 14.5 million tokens ever will be there for Quant. So it's really actually quite an amazing ecosystem. The tokenomics of Quant are really quite wild. Now, last go around, Quant went to almost $500. So for me, I actually believe that you could see a 4-digit Quant in this next run potentially. Oh, Blaze, I really appreciate that. He says, God bless you, David. I've witnessed your commitment to XRP and your passion to share the good word. Our Lord blesses us abundantly. Yeah, I love doing sugar on Sunday. And I'll tell you what, when I was first doing that, because, hey, if you're going to get me, you're going to get all of me to a certain degree, right? I mean, that's a part of who I am. It's part of who I make my decisions. And I try to throw that out there. Well, initially I was thinking, well, goodness sakes, maybe I could offend a whole bunch of people. And oh my goodness, maybe, I'll lose a bunch of subscribers. Well, I'll tell you, the moment I felt that, I knew that I had to do that. Why? It's kind of like Shakespeare, to thine own self be true. Guys, if you allow anything in your life to influence and dictate how you're going to be represented in the wide world, you basically sold yourself out, haven't you? No matter what it is, no matter what it is. Don't let, the fear of what other people think make all your decisions in that capacity. But we're trained to do that. We're trained to be that kind of people and be people pleasers and on and on and on. Why? Because we want to be loved. We want to be liked. We want to get our affirmation from that. Look at social media. There's people who've literally been beyond devastated if they put something out there and don't get any likes on it and stuff like that. They put way too much weight behind it. And there have been people who have taken their own lives because of negative criticism that they've gotten on social media. So, and we get affirmation, don't we? If we post something and people like, oh, yay, it's all great affirmation and all that kind of stuff. And the ego loves it. But guys, you need to feed your ego, to be sure. But you need to feed it with healthy food. And I'll tell you, that kind of affirmation is not healthy. Why? It causes you to literally, cave on who you are and allow all the dictates and all the affirmation out there to make you who they want you to be. And that's not really who you are. Celebrate who you are, the joy of being yourself. I know, people might not like it. Look, for years I sat behind a desk as serious can be. So when I get out there, I'm like, hey guys, morning, it's coffee time. I'm telling you what, there's a guy that wanted to come out for a long, long time and had no avenue to do it because of why? Hey, strict confines of the roles that we were playing in life right there. That's why. Anyway, let's take a look here. Okay, people are asking, what about Flare? What about Flare right here? Well, you know what? Flare was supposed to be. Now, I like Flare. I own Flare, by the way. Now, the thing is this. When we got into Flare and got into the idea of Flare, it was in December of 2020 when they were taking that first snapshot. And Flare was supposed to be a whole lot more than what it ever turned out to be. And almost in a way, and that's why it's one of those bait and switch kind of deals because they just kept changing it. Hugo Filioni, I mean, the guy tried, but I mean, come on. I mean, why didn't you just stay true to your word and do a 1-to-1 at the snapshot at the time of XRP? They kept changing it. And really and almost in a way, I feel like it was almost a trap because what ended up happening is a lot of people FOMO'd into XRP around that time. And of course, what happened, the SEC, after they got everybody in with the Flare snapshot, boy, they dropped the hammer and dropped the lawsuit. Didn't tell anybody beforehand that they were going to do it, right? They knew people were FOMOing into XRP because of the Flare 1-to-1 snapshot. They let it happen. Shows you that the SEC was not out there protecting us retail investors, that's for sure. Yeah, Gary is saying, thanks to social media, we're all getting more wise. We cannot afford to accept the dumb down that's being offered. That's true too. But don't don't base your esteem on it. That's for sure. Yeah, I see that, Ross. You're right. Very little retracement. It's been coiled up for a long, long time, guys, and there's just so much energy behind it. I don't think we're gonna see it could retrace. But how far down it will retrace, let's just take a look here. I want to check out Binance quickly. see where we are with it, and let's just take a look at it together. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, let's. I like Binance because it's very quick, and you know what? It was one of the first exchanges that I was ever a part of, and the reason why is I lived in Canada and I had access to Binance, and so Binance became one of my go-tos. Now in Canada, you couldn't buy a whole lot of assets on the platforms they had in Canada. They really didn't have exchanges; they had platforms and things like that. And here we are. Look at this, guys. Oh my gosh. And so, needless to say, I was going to finish off there. What I was doing, I would buy Ethereum and this and that. Then I would move the Ethereum over to Binance and be able to pick up XRP, XLM, and all that kind of stuff as well. All right, here we go. Okay, so look at where these candles are. Isn't that phenomenal? Steve J. Oh, hey, Steve. Thank you so much. He says, how do I sign up with a coaching session? Was curious when you I don't know anything about Zen. How you sign up with a coaching session now? I'll be taking coaching in the new year. Things are going to change, but you go to thedigital.outlook.com and my form is right there that you can throw in there, or you can email me at coaching@thedigital.outlook.com and you can get on the schedule. But I am booked for December, guys. It's going to be January. So just take a look. Look where we are right now. We're at $2.43.48 for XRP. The high is 2.4977. We have been maintaining this for, let's just take a look at the 4-hour chart and just see. Yeah, we've been maintaining this for, a number of hours here. And even on the 1 hour, let's see. Yeah, look at the 1 hour chart right here, guys. That is pretty amazing right there when you look at that. I mean, yeah, we're seeing a little bit up, but you're not seeing like big swing down this and that. Now, will we retrace down here? Well, we possibly could. And if we did, look, for me, it's healthy market, activity, because we'll retrace to those resistance periods and stuff like that. And as far as I'm concerned, like for instance, we might retrace to the previous all-time high of $1.97, hit it like a trampoline and bounce off of that and go into price discovery. That could potentially happen as well. But, there's all kinds of things going on. So really, really amazing to see all this stuff going on. So what time? Well, it's about 20 after 11 here. I'm just wondering how many guys have gone over and checked out my recent X post. I want to hear about that. So if you've ever done that, so I'm at Digital Outlook 3, and that's on X.com. And I just threw out this couple posts recently. And I would love to be able to play them, but I really don't because, of course, on YouTube you get copyright strike. So Grego is saying, please explain how tokenization works. An example of a classic car. If two people each own half of the tokens of the value of that car, where is the car? And what if the car is destroyed by fire? Well, good question. So if you took a worldwide, let's say a classic car, and that classic car was tokenized, normally there is a custodian for the real world asset in order to assure, that it is secured. And oftentimes that real world asset is insured. Now, let's imagine that with a classic car, let's say a Shelby, something really, muscle car-y or something like that. And, it got tokenized. So it broke it down into, I don't know, we'll just throw it out there, 10,000 tokens. Okay. And let's imagine that, the thing's worth, $1 million or something like that. So basically what we're talking about is each token's going to cost roughly $10 or something like, or no, sorry, that would be $100. So if it's 10,000, it'd be $100 for each token if there's 10,000 tokens. And let's imagine they're out there and then, they start getting traded. The car goes up in value. The tokens go up in value, stuff like that. And slowly but surely you get a couple guys that own basically half of the tokens each. One guy has the 150%, another guy has the other 50%. Well, they own that, and should that vehicle be sold, for instance, or should they vote, let's say in a DAO circumstance, so a decentralized autonomous organization, okay, maybe manages the real world asset or whatever, or you got a custodian that has that governance authority to do it. Let's imagine it's sold. Well, then they would receive, each of them, I guess, $500,000 equally for the value. Now, if it was destroyed by fire, then I imagine the insurance would pay that out. So basically, that is in a nutshell. Now, that is the Reader's Digest version. There's a whole lot more to it. In fact, you can go to Investopedia and you can ask, what is tokenization? And they will actually have pages and pages of stuff that can explain tokenization in a way like that. So that's basically in a nutshell how I would, how I'm able to kind of, process an example in my mind and throw that out there. I hope that helped you there. I don't know, but that's the idea. All right, let's take a look here. Yeah, there you go. Well, hey, that's an awesome, awesome deal. On the Brink says a friend of mine had a Shelby, turned out to be one of 17 made. Wow, good for him. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I sure hope, Ruzarda, I sure hope we see a $15 XRP as well. Let's see. Ross is saying, your expertise is very value greatly. Thanks. Like the coffee thing in the morning coffee, guys. Yeah, wow, you look at the steam. Well, hey, you got to enjoy your life, man. And coffee, a lot of people love it. And I think it's a good connector with people to be able to come out there and, just have those coffee chats, talk about the articles and, all the things that kind of get out underneath all of our, skins and that type of thing. Edmonton says, good evening. Well, lo and behold, I worked in the Pink Palace in Edmonton, right off of Jasper Avenue and 97th Street early on in my career with Canada Revenue Agency. I know Edmonton, do I ever? Wow, cold, cold, cold. Holy moly. Do you want to talk cold? But beautiful. You get to see the northern lights and all that, and the summer is really amazing here for sure. King David says, you sure Messiah will bless a lot of people with these new opportunities. Thank you for being a good lighthouse. Well, I think the Bible says the wealth of the wicked is stored up for the righteous, but beyond that, I did employ a lot of biblical principles when it came to, our investing strategy and things. I mean, I looked at it like this. Psalm 1 says, blessed is the man who does not walk in the counsel of the ungodly, stand in the way of sinners, sit in the seat of the scornful. Whatever he puts his hands to, it will prosper. Well, I'll tell you what, you do not even have to be a believer for that one to make sense. Who wants to take advice from a guy cheating on his business partners, cheating on his taxes, cheating on his wife? Do you think I need advice from a guy like that, and counsel of the ungodly? Not on your life. And what about standing in the way of sinners? Come on. We have all sown our wild oats, but after a while you get to grow up and you're like, okay, I guess it's time to kind of like put that aside and start to be a man about life, right? And take on those manly responsibilities of being a father, a husband, a provider, all the things and using good stewardship and common sense with your money and stuff like that, right? I mean, you can't be a playboy forever, or if you are, you're going to end up, probably on the wrong end of, a lot of satisfaction in life, at least from my estimation. Now, sitting in the seat of the scornful, guys, have you ever seen a more scornful place than this digital asset space? I sure the heck haven't. Well, if you're not taking the counsel of the ungodly, standing in the way of sinners, and you're not seating in a seat of the scornful, but using your own being to kind of see what's going on, hey, then it makes sense that whatever you put your hand to would prosper, right? So it's just biblical principles. That's the way I kind of look at it. So, yeah, and Digital Trend says Vancouver is where it's at. Well, I also lived out there in the lower mainland and worked down in Vancouver, right off of Burrard Street. And then, lived in Langley there in BC. So and did that for decades more. So really enjoy it. Vancouver's a great spot, beautiful as well. Calgary, man, you guys are throwing out cities. I graduated from Henry Wisewood right off of Albo Drive in Calgary, by the way, Carmen. So I know Calgary very, very well, very, very well. Heritage Park, all that kind of stuff, Mindapore, and going down all those different ways, and of course, Pump Hill and Palliser and all that southwest side, and then on the north side as well, lots of stuff out there. Yeah, lots of that. Yeah, Granville and Hastings. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, Hastings unfortunately was really come bad area, Hastings Street. Granville, beautiful stuff down there. They had like, under the bridge, of course, they had the whole kind of like flea market. Well, not really a flea market thing, but Granville Market there is really wild. Really, really wild. Sean, you actually lived at 909 Burrard? Wow, that's wild. The world is small. Truly, it is. Charles Villanueva, I'm from Surrey, BC. Well, I'm, right in Surrey, BC. Well, I worked, another place I worked at a lot of these tax service offices, was right off of King George Boulevard and Fraser Highway in Surrey, BC, too. So there you go. There you go. Malaysia. Nope, I did not. Yeah, okay. If you lived in Yaletown, then we all know where Yaletown is, right close to downtown. Man, a 400 square foot place in Yaletown right now is $3,000 a month rent, if you can believe it. Let me just take a little. Connor, I'm in Texas, and I'll tell you, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. My boss, when I was leaving from Canada, he said, why Texas? And I said 2 words, open carry. Did it to torment him a little bit, but, I love it. I love it. One of the first things I did when I came down here was got my LTC because, I was a outdoorsy kind of guy, and had all my rifles and stuff there in Canada. And of course, I didn't bring any of those down. I had to buy new ones when I got here. But it's something I really love about Texas is the liberty that we've got. That is for sure. Been to Montreal? Yeah, I lived in Ali Ahmad. He was born in Toronto. Well, I lived in Peel County as a kid. Bramalea, Brampton area there, right off of Highway 7. So very familiar with that part. And when we were kids, we would be out we would go to Wasaga Beach, out there and, and in Ontario and Terracotta, Southern Ontario, and stuff like that. Let's just see here. Tommy Desario says, thanks again for the coaching, invaluable information. Tommy, you guys, it's my pleasure to do all these coachings. And so very grateful for y'all. Yeah, I love Texas. Every morning I wake up, Judy can tell you. And Sean Laporte. Wow, Sean. Hey, Sean and I had a talk. Yes, I do a portion. I have a multifaceted custody kind of like plan where I keep some with my broker, some on various hardware wallets, some. And the reason for that is most of these places don't get hacked. You know what happens? They get compromised. And so I just want to make sure that I'm acting in a safe way and spreading that risk as well, right? Yeah, it does. It does. Yeah, I would say money is a tool. Money is absolutely a tool. Do you know what, people that are really, when they think about money, and they think about money differently than what we're taught to think about money when we're actually going out there to work, trade our time for it. When we go out and work for money, we're thinking about, well, we need it. It's a commodity to pay our bills with, our rent, our mortgages, our light bill, heat bill, gas for the car, insurance, and on and on. And of course, money is used to pay for those things. But if you're an entrepreneur, you're not thinking about money like that. What you're looking at money as, you're looking at money as a tool, as your seed. Now, paying all the bills, well, you can eat your seed or you can employ it and put it into something that is going to generate a revenue stream that will satisfy the need. You see, money then becomes a tool. It's a much different way of looking at money than, just earning it, consuming it, and that's it. No, you get it. When money comes in, you want it, multiply it. When you're earning money, you're trading something for it. You're trading time for money. But when you're employing money, that's not what you're doing. What you're doing is you're taking it and you're sowing it where it can multiply. And that is the whole idea of it. But we have not been taught how to encourage risk. No, we're always taught to be safe. There's a whole industry out there that is making billions upon billions upon billions of dollars playing on this. It is the insurance industry. What if those 2 words are what move the insurance agency big? Well, what if your house burns down? Got to have fire insurance. What if it floods? Ooh, got to have flood insurance. Well, what if you got sick? Boy, I better have the right health insurance. Well, what if someone stole your car? Well, I hope that's covered under my car. What if? And we become risk averse big time, right? How come we don't get all the what ifs? Well, what if you put that money in there and it just absolutely exploded? What if you never had that problem in your life? And what if you actually didn't insure yourself to the max capacity, but just took a little bit of insurance, maybe term insurance to cover a few things? And what if you were able to take the remainder of that income and invest it and actually see a return on that? And that return provides you the security you would need if you were in a situation like you got sick. Well, now you have the money to pay the doctors. You don't have to go to insurance, on and on and on. So you want to really think about, the what ifs in your life. How does your mind meditate on those things? This is a big time deal, guys. There's a book out there, been out for a long, long time, Think and Grow Rich. And I'll tell you what, there's a lot of truth to it. See, a lot of people they don't think it's ever going to be a possibility for them. Do you know why most people, I say this a lot in coaching, but most people, the reason why they give up on their goals and their dreams is not because those things are unattainable. It's because they lose the resolve to do it. They face a challenge and think, you know what? Wow, that's just too high. I can't climb that. Oh my gosh, that's so far over. I can't go around that without even trying. They look at the obstacle, and before they even give any effort, they get defeated. They give up. And you know what? That could have been made of paper, but they didn't knock on it to find out just how hard. It looked like it was made of steel. Find out, no, it's made of paper. And this is the whole deal. It's like the Wizard of Oz. The great and powerful Oz, and everyone's getting spooked, and it's just this little man behind a curtain pulling levers. Something to think about right there. TJM9147 says, thanks so much, David. Been listening to you for a long time. Super appreciate your positivity, especially for the love for God, hoping for the life-changing dollars for all. You had better believe it, guys. I'll tell you what, the more of us that can actually rise up through the ashes here and get out from under the boot of this whole monetary system where debt, by the way, debt is the heartbeat of this economy, of all these economies, a debt-driven economy. If you get to a place where you are just out of debt, I'll tell you what, you're way, 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 way further ahead than what most people are. I'll tell you that right there. Food Stamp says, is it too late to get in on XRP? Too late for what? Would be the question, And is it too late for your risk tolerance? Well, only you can assess that, Food Stamps. For me, I don't think it's too late for me because, hey, it's my risk tolerance. That's how I kind of look at, Led Zeppelin, I agree with that. RLUSD will provide liquidity for XRP, and I think that's why we're seeing the pump we are, is because a lot of that is out there. Totally out there. South Korea, Tiraman Jan. Hey, man, that excites me every time I see people. And I saw some people from the UK in here. I love that. Love that. Home place, home of the Magna Carta, one of the most precious documents that were ever created in the history of mankind. Guys, if you're in the UK, fight back this absolutely ridiculous totalitarianism as far as I'm concerned, when all you're doing is getting people thrown in the clink for retweeting a tweet. Have you lost your senses? And this is, like I say, the birthplace of the Magna Carta. Don't give up on your roots. Just don't do it. CRA, there is taxes due in Canada on the gains that you get from digital assets. Yes. And Christian saying, is 100 XRP enough? Enough for what? A pizza? I mean, is it enough for you? I mean, enough for what? What is it enough for? I always find that an interesting question. Let's just take a look here. Well, Lou, that's true. That is true. Lou says, you have a gift. You are definitely in leadership roles in your career. Your even-keeled personality does not come from a lack of experience. There's some truth to that. But I also think that, experience itself has kind of been a good teacher because, we have to examine, our losses, of course, but also our successes. Why did that succeed? Why did that work out? How is it that those relationships really were successful? Why, what decisions, you want to repeat those things that are successful. Sometimes we spend a lot, and it is important to spend time understanding of the mistakes we made. Why did I make that mistake? How did I make it? And all this and that. But sometimes we don't bother to see why we succeeded, you see? And it's important to do that. Now, I've made blunders like crazy and stuff like that. But oftentimes we focus and we're almost trained to focus on the holes, not on the substance, right? The things missing, not on the things that are. And so basically it comes down to the core philosophy that you have in life. And, am I going to look at the things, am I going to focus on the things I'm missing, or I'm going to focus on the things, we all have things that we're missing in life. My wife, Judy, I'll tell you what, she is a genius, is gifted, socially gifted. She can read a room like nobody's business. I mean, emotional intelligence off the Richter scale, and I do not have it. I do not have it. I can be sitting in a room with my own children. We got 6 adult kids. And I could be listening to a conversation, and I might pick up on one part of that conversation and totally miss the whole tone of what was going on. I kid you not. And, stuff like that. And but oftentimes when I'm in public settings and she's with me, I'm just following someone else's lead. But there are things that I am good at, and I'm good at analyzing and problem solving and those kind of things. I'm good at that. I'm better, guys, believe it or not, talking to you right now through this little webcam than I would be if all of us were in the same room together. Yeah, that's true. I would not be the same. Wouldn't be the same, because I would feel, I would get nervous. I would feel more intimidated by the number of people. I talk a lot now. Imagine in being in that, I would probably talk faster, more and faster. And it's just a nervous reaction that I have to, that kind of, I don't know, environment, stress or whatever. And so I have to be fairly disciplined. Now I can get up and I can give a speech. Yes, I can do that. But it's different when, it's kind of like, what do they call that when, an actor is, kind of doing it live, when, they don't have a script. I forget what they call it. But I don't know if I would be that great at doing that. Let's just see a thing here. Someone says we have boobs formation on the 15-minute chart. Does that mean moon? I guess it depends on what end of the spectrum you're looking there. You know what? Question comes out. And David is asking this, and he says, "Hey, David, have you covered SHX before? Any opinions on it?" Well, I do have a good opinion. Yes, I have. By the way, on the brink, I've been to Windsor, Ontario. Yes, I like SHX. SHX has a lot of great fundamentals. I don't hold any SHX. Now, I have looked at Stellar Term to consider whether or not I would take a position in that. But Judy and I had decided, look, we're going to invest in hold about 10 things. And so if we give up one, and if we get on a new one, we have to give up one. So it has to really, really entice me. And not that it doesn't. I mean, SHX is got a lot of great fundamentals and stuff like that. And it could do really well. Ty from K Hunkster says Vancouver Island, Canada. I have loved Vancouver Island. The Empress Hotel is on Vancouver Island in Victoria there, and one of the most beautiful hotels in the world, wide world. And they have, I think the gardens are there, the rose gardens are there. Absolutely phenomenal place. That, Dan, I don't know the answer to that question. I know that Brad Garlinghouse was already filmed and interviewed for a 60-minute interview. I don't know if they had it on tonight or they're putting on Sunday night or down the road. I did hear someone say that oftentimes what they do is they film it and then they go through the editing process. So it takes 1 or 2 weeks or more before it gets out there. Yeah, I saw XLM pumping, and I think XLM has a lot of pump left in it, to be honest. Let me see. And the Fed's laughing at that boob pattern confirmed on the 15-minute. Yeah, that's for sure. You know, that's your T and A chart. And that's a little side joke. I shouldn't say that, but if you want to say, technical analysis, how about that? We'll say that's what the T and A means. Okay. Let's just take a look. I appreciate that too. Marty is saying I have a gift and just sharing my experience. I really love you guys. I try to be as open and as you know transparent as I possibly can. And just giving my take on how I've experienced things. I hope it does come across as sincere because it is sincere. I used to hold Algorand SC. I did, and I liked it. I liked Algorand for a lot of reasons. I thought that they had really great technicals. I also thought that when it came to the NFT space, Algorand was really killing it. I mean, they had, non fungible tokens, of course, restricted non-fungible tokens, non-restricted non-fungible tokens, on and on and on. And they really, moved that space out in a big way. And so, yeah, I think Algorand is a big one. And, it has promise. It has promise, to be sure. It's just, I ended up, transitioning into other assets, but I did hold it. I also used to hold, excuse me, guys, IOTA, and I liked IOTA. And that type of thing. So there are some assets in Digibyte. I used to be a holder of lots and lots of Digibyte. We used to hold a lot of Digibyte, and but now I don't hold that one anymore, and more because I got into the ISO tokens and got away from a lot of the proof of work stuff and things like that. So XDC, King David's asking XDC. And XDC, Judy and I have a significant bag of XDC. We have held XDC since 2020, around in that time frame. And XDC, of course, stands for XinFin Digital Contract. And XinFin works for governments, nonprofit organizations, and it is a major player in TradeFi. So there's lots of reasons that I have to like XinFin. And I watched XinFin actually go up quite a bit, XDC go up quite a bit. And, I think that it has some definite legs and could do very well. But, be interesting to see what it actually does do. But I don't think, right now, Bitcoin, interesting about this XRP pump, it's being pumped on sentiment for sure. But remember, Bitcoin's dominance hasn't yet rolled over. Now, when Bitcoin dominance rolls over and it spills over into the altcoins, that's when these things literally fly. They absolutely go bananas. And you see assets like, VeChain or XDC that are in the sense just go crazy, crazy percentage gains. I mean, I watched VeChain go from 0.004 to over 25 cents in a 13-month period, near a 100x. That is phenomenal. And yes, I do believe we could see, assets do that right now. I'd say that for sure. Ba, 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 ba. Let's see. I think XRP for market capitalization has a chance. Look, in 2018, XRP became the top dog for market cap. Did you know that? Look that up. There's charts out there that show it. And it was like $25 million more in market cap, just a sliver, really in this space over Bitcoin, but it was. And so, yeah, it is possible. I do think for sure it's going to flip ETH. And it may very well flip Bitcoin for market cap, obviously not for dollar price. Right now, we're not seeing any real word on whether or not, because Darren's asking, hey, any word on whether or not, XRP Ripple case has been settled or proved by God. This is the deal. I don't think we are going to need to even have it when the administration flips on January 20th there. And a new SEC chairman person gets put in there. Most of the candidates that are being reviewed, like Brian Brooks, like I said, Christian Giancarlo, those kind of guys, they don't even believe the case should have ever been brought. And I think they're just going to drop it. That's what I think is going to happen. Yeah, I do think Canadians will have the opportunity to buy RLUSD, just like they do with USDC and like they do with Tether. Yep. Yeah, it definitely did flip ETH before. On the fundamentals, Robert, it hands down it has got more utility in just the little itty bits than Bitcoin has in its entire history. Zero doubt about that. But remember, Bitcoin, of course, has the institutional adoption with the ETFs in a big way. And could it very well flip it for sure for market cap? JB, greetings from Italy. Well, JB, I'll tell you what, I love Italy too. Judy and I have been there a number of times. Really love that Venezia area there, of course, because we've been to Venice many a times. And, Florence. We've been to Florence. Love that Tuscany area up there as well. And beautiful, beautiful. And just amazing transportation system in the country. We have taken, Italia Rail. We've also taken, I forget, it's Ferrari, I think, that owns the, but amazing rail systems. And they have like a different tiers of first class. Well, when we went over, I had booked it way in advance and got these tickets in the absolute best of the best first class for Italia Rail to go from MCO all the way up to Venice. And what a beautiful train ride that was. And, we had our own guy up in there and, who was serving us some food and things. It was just amazing. We had just an amazing, amazing time. Ah, okay, okay. Firenze. I hope I'm pronouncing that properly. But someone is saying, liking some of my posts where one of them I said is XRP was pumping like a sailor on leave. It was kind of a funny one there, but yeah, it is just going. I don't know where we're at now, but let's take a look, guys. Let's just go over to Binance, see what we're doing. Let's refresh this, see where we're at here. Oh my gosh. Yeah, guys, look at this, guys. Oh my goodness. Let's cut this over. We're at $2.44.92 for XRP. Just look at these candles. Unbelievable. And that's on the 1 hour. Look at the daily here. Wow, wow, wow. Boom, right up there. Absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. I got to close that off there. Absolutely phenomenal. That is amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Yeah, no resistance there. Wow. What can XCC get to this cycle? It's anyone's guess. We were there last go around. And I remember we were picking some of these assets up. Like I said, VeChain at 0.004, Cardano 3 and 4 cents. Well, goodness sakes, to get 100,000 Cardano back then was only like 3,600, maybe 4,000 bucks. Today it's going to cost you near $110,000 to get 100,000 Cardano. But get this, at the peak of 2021, Cardano was $3.10. So 100,000 Cardano from the time that we bought it at $3,600, what we put into it, up to 300,000 at the top. That is almost a 100x return. VeChain did the same thing. So to say what price could XDC hit, you never know. It could literally go bananas. You just never know. Yeah. Bro, R. Bailey says we'll see $3 today. Wow, would that be amazing? I do think before the end of this week we'll beat the previous all-time high. Yeah, Leonardo, I agree with that. I agree XRP will just ride the tide. Yeah, I agree with that. It's just got to get through that and stay above it, and I think it will. Well, I'll tell you, DIY Adventures, I want to see XRP above $5 before the new year, but I want it to stay up there after the new year because, hey, if Trump says that XRP and all these other American issued digital assets have no capital gains, I'll tell you what, that's the time I'd want to be taking profits, not before. How about you guys? The market cap of XRP is pretty easy to figure out. Keiko FX Design saying, how's XRP's cap doing so far? I see the pump, but I'm curious on the total market cap. Well, you just take 100 billion tokens, multiply it by the value of each XRP, you're going to get the market cap, and it flips Solana, so it's in third place. In fact, and if you want to take a look at this, let's go over to CoinGecko and we'll do it. And guys, I'm going to jet at 12 midnight because I will have been on here for a little bit. But I have loved it. I really, I enjoy interacting with you guys in a big, big way. So let's just go over to CoinGecko here. And let's just pull up XRP because I'm sure it's being like hammered right now. People are looking at it and all that. So in fact, if we just went to CoinGecko and we can see where we're at for market cap, my God, guys, we are not far. We are not far. Do you see that there? How close we are? Look at Ethereum's market cap, 33.5 billion. XRP is 31.8, right? So basically, let me just use my we're not far off. 33.5 minus 31.8, right? We're only 1.7 billion away from flipping Ethereum. And that could happen. That could absolutely happen. That would be absolutely phenomenal. Let me just put that up there again so you can all see it. Can you see this? Can you see what I'm seeing there? I mean, it's right there. There is, oh, sorry. You know what? I was reading the wrong thing. That was the 24-hour volume. Forgive me, guys. I should have known that. The numbers were too low. So yeah, it's got a ways to go to beat Ethereum, but I think it can do it. I think it can do it. It will take some time, but it will do it. So I got my numbers off there. Little too excited, but needless to say, it is doing really well. I mean, look, we're look at that. I mean, we're 6 billion over, Tether, and we're 31 billion over Solana for market cap. Now that is significant. So we're in the third spot, but I do believe that, hey, we could literally flip these things for market cap. I genuinely do believe it. How much time it will take, we're going to see how much time it's going to take. Yeah, I was looking at the volume, Jimmy. You're right. I was. So I just got my numbers mixed up there. But, the market cap is there. And, it's going to happen. It is going to happen. There was a lot of people say, look at it. If it's so great, how come Solana's above it? And now we're 31 billion over Solana. So look, it wouldn't take that much really, guys. If we saw a $10 XRP and some of these other ones are staying stable and stuff like that, I mean, you're really talking like quite an amazing amount in there. And for sure, I think it is possible that we could see that. Yeah, I think eventually it could happen. It could happen. Now, hey, by the way, and I should have said this long ago, if you have not hit the thumbs up on this, guys, please just go in and hit the thumbs up. That thumbs up, apparently, from what I've learned, that's the thing that causes the algorithm to kick this stuff out and get it before a whole bunch of more eyes. Subscribing's great too. Look, we are so close to hitting 40,000 subscribers, guys. There's no reason in the world within another couple months, this channel couldn't be at 50,000 subscribers because we get the views. People come in, we get lots and lots of views. And it really would be a big deal if you subscribe, but definitely hit the like button because that's what the algorithm's really looking for. It's really looking the like button. Hit that like button. And guys, we got about 5 minutes left here. So if you got a good question you want to throw out there. No, I don't. I used to, Marty's asking, do you have any investments in BTC? I did. Judy and I, the first thing we ever bought was BTC, but I flipped it. I got out of BTC to go into all these ISO and other dots there. Maddie's asking, hi, sir, do you have a prediction for XRP in 5 years? Yep, it's still going to be here. And I think it's going to be a major player. That's my prediction. What it's going to be, who knows? Look, think about it this way. What is $100 going to be 5 years from now? Well, it's going to be $100, isn't it? You see, it's what the $100 will buy you 5 years from now that's going to make the difference, doesn't it? So if I told you, yeah, XRP is going to be $1,000, okay, that might be. But what will that $1,000 get you 5 years from now? Or if I said 10,000 or whatever. You see, it's hard to gauge value when you have it balanced against a fiat currency that is fluctuating greatly and may not even hold its value. How about that? So it's very difficult to say. That's how you have to think about that. Yeah, if capital gains changes and they get rid of all these regulations like SOB 121 and all that, that will make a big difference too. Yeah. Yeah, RLUSD. Oh boy, I think it could take over Tether for sure. Yeah, I want to look into that, Pete. I did read about that gold-backed Texas crypto thoughts. Yeah, there's some things going on here in Texas, and it's interesting to see. Let me just take a look here. Kraken is a good exchange. I don't think it's a great exchange. Let me give you an example because I am a VIP OTC trader that I have the potential to do that on Kraken. But recently, I haven't used Kraken in a while. And, I went and I put on there, I had a little bit of Songbird on this one wallet, and I moved it over there and I flipped it over for XLM and then, all that kind of stuff. Well, anyway, I went to withdraw the little bit that I had. It wasn't much, only maybe 250 bucks worth at the time. They froze my account and they want me to send all this photo ID verification, me holding a little thing and my ID and all this, all the stuff that they do just to unlock my account when I know the password. I have it backed by with my YubiKey and all this kind of stuff just to withdraw those funds. 250 bucks and you're telling me they're going to let people take millions out of that? I don't buy it. Sorry. I just when exchange is that screw, it tells me there's something off. Something really, really off there. There's a reason they're wanting the information more than just the withdrawal because 250 bucks is a nominal nothing. And by the way, it's sitting there in fiat because I just said, forget it. And I just put it in the cash. Well, they wouldn't let me even take it out to my bank account, if you can believe it. And I had put significant value through Kraken in times past, and I've only not used them for maybe 12 months or something like that. So not a long time, but you shouldn't have to deal with that kind of nonsense, especially when you're able to log into your account and you got the 2FA and all that kind of stuff. So you're able to verify who you are. I don't know. I don't know if BTC will be a part of Codius. I really don't. Toast it. If Tether goes to zero, in all honesty, not that I love Tether or anything like that, but if it goes to zero, you're going to watch this digital asset space entirely bleed like you have not seen any bleeding happen. You think FTX was bad? You've seen nothing yet. So you better not wish for Tether to go to zero, I'll tell you that. Because remember this, Tether is pegged to the dollar and it's backed by treasury bills. And if it goes down, that means the dollar's done. That means the treasury bills are done. That means there's really nothing left of our economy, and it's certainly not going to be something to celebrate, I'll tell you that. Not saying you're wrong, though. It could happen. Maybe. Who knows? I wanted to hit $2.50 before I sign off, but the reality is I have committed to doing coaching with people first thing in the morning. And I want to give them my very best, guys. So it is now almost midnight. When the clock strikes 12, I'm going to have to hit the hay just out of the very, fact of, these guys deserve to have the best of me in the morning to do these coachings. You know what I mean? So, and before I go, I just want to tell you, guys, this is exciting times. Be strategic. Don't let yourself FOMO getting in, FOMO staying in, or make any decisions based on that fear of missing out or fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And for goodness sakes, protect yourself. I'll tell you what, I do not have an Instagram. I do not have a WhatsApp. I will never reach out to you and ask you to, hey, contact me because I got a sweet deal for you. That won't happen. And so don't let yourself get scammed because there are just way too many of these imposters scamming people thinking that they're interacting. I've had people email me and say, hey, David, I just want to make sure this is you. And I've been able to tell them, thank goodness you reached out because no, that is not me. I only reach out to you when you have first reached out to me. And that is at coaching@thedigitaloutlook.com. Nowhere else, guys. Nowhere else. And if I've wrote back and, check your spam because sometimes it ends up there. But if I write back and, I don't hear from you, I don't spam you either. I don't try to just hit you up, hit you up, hit you up. I will not do that. Look, if you knock and I answer and I reply and you don't knock back, then hey, that is A-okay. That's all right with me. It's just great to hear from you from the first place. How about that? So guys, I'm going to wind this thing up. Have had an amazing night with all of you. And I'll tell you what, I think we got some great days ahead. Would not surprise me if we see XRP beat its previous all-time high before the end of this next week. So guys, let's keep our eyes peeled. Can't wait to touch base with you all tomorrow when we have our coffee chat. And if you're watching and you're one of the folks that I have scheduled to coach tomorrow, boy, are we going to have some amazing stuff to talk about. So guys, until then, have an absolute fabulous one and take care.